As someone who was medicated really young and who was on many meds through my teens and 20s, what's tricky is that I didn't have a baseline sense of who I was as an adult. So I didn't have anything to compare it to. You know, I know people who started antidepressants later in their lives, in their 40s, and they can feel the difference to how they were in their 30s or their 20s. And sometimes they'll say, like, yeah, I'm just too numbed. I've lost some sexual function or this or that. And they can have that reference point. For me and for many people who were put on meds as kids, we don't have that reference point. And so sometimes it can feel like, for me, I think I spent my 20s thinking these meds are helping me because, God forbid, if I wasn't on them, I would probably kill myself. So I need to keep taking them. I had no idea what my life would be like off of them and, recovered from any withdrawal issues. I only learned that by actually making the choice to come off of them and then taking all those years that it took me to heal. And I could look back in retrospect and see, wow, I had no idea what I was missing. I had no idea what I was missing. And I think that's the bind for a lot of people. It's like, what is my true baseline? I do think for a lot of us, especially those of us who get sent into the mental health system as kids, I was being told basically, like, you're crazy. You can't trust your mind. You can't trust your emotions. They're symptoms of this terrible illness. And so I just lost touch with the ability to trust myself and listen to my instincts. And I think that's the thing I'd say to anyone, like, trust your instincts. And then it might be worth just making space and time to read more, to reflect on how life has changed since you started these meds. What's better? What's worse? What feels, off in some way. It's why I wrote my book. I mean, not to plug it. I guess I should always try to plug it if I can. My book, Unshrunk. I wrote it because I wanted to show what my own journey with this looked like, in case that might feel helpful for someone who has something in them wondering, these same things that I eventually began to wonder, like, who would I be off of these meds that I've been told I need until I die?